Hey, it's Joel from Hybrid Defensive Strategies, and we're here today to talk about our Mark 1 sling and some of the features of this sling. It's made in the USA. It's actually sewn right here in Virginia. The webbing is all mil-spec 1-inch webbing. All the hardware is metal, so everything that you see here has metal hardware, from the clips to the sliders, the O-rings that you'll find underneath this elastic, and even our adjustments here. It's all metal, and I did that for strength, but even with having all metal hardware, it still only weighs in at 5 1/4 ounces or 149 grams, so it's still a very lightweight sling. The sling itself actually loops in on itself, as you can see here, so it is there's no excessive webbing that's going to go out and catch. You have a handle that is removable. You can just cut the 550 and go from there. And one of the features that I really like about this sling is that straight out of the packaging, it's ready to run. These attachment points right here actually take the place of whether it's a sling swivel or some other sort of attachment. So there's no need to purchase the sling and then go out and purchase a separate mounting hardware that just adds to the cost of the sling. And one of the reasons I included for these attachment points is if you have multiple guns, say you have an AR and a shotgun, or an AR and an AK, well, you can use the same sling to mount to both guns. So for the AR and the shotgun, for example, you could use your 4 mounting points and then simply move your sling back and forth between the two. If you have an AK, you can use the mounting points on the AR, you can use a mounting point on the buttstock of the AK, and then you can use your HK clip to attach to the front of the AK. So every package is going to have these 6 components as soon as you pull it out. You'll have your sling, 4 mounting points, and a Type 2 rubber band. Type 2 rubber band you can use to keep the sling tight up against your rifle when you're in storage mode. Helps keep the sling from going out, catching on something when you're moving around. The history of this sling, it basically takes old school mounting methods and makes them a little bit more modern and I think a little bit more usable. If you ever look back at some old photographs, Israelis have been using 550 cord, as the US Army has too, but the Israelis, I think you'll see a lot of pictures of them using the 550 cord as a mounting point and then using either a D-ring or an O-ring and an HK clip to mount to the rifle. And it's a very simple solution, it's a lightweight solution, and it's very reliable. So basically we've just updated that a little bit, and I really think that it gives you a good bang for your buck because it allows you to mount and run directly out of the packaging. So now that we've talked a little bit about the features of the sling, we'll go into some demos of how you can mount to an AR, a shotgun, and an AK. Okay, so gonna go over real quick just mounting it to the AR-15. So what you'll need is you'll need your 2 attachment points, your sling. You're going to take your attachment points and you're actually going to pre-stage these. You're going to take your aluminum slider and you're going to slide it down till you have just enough room to feed the upper part through, because adjusting this once you start to get it onto your rail is actually kind of annoying, so pre-staging helps out a lot with that. So what you'll do is you just come under, feed through, and then kind of tighten as you go. I prefer to try to get it all the way past the shrink tubing. It's not necessary, but it's just kind of how I like it. I also like to mount behind my forward hand grip. You can mount in front, behind, doesn't matter. For me, I like to go behind. So once again with the rear, pre-stage, come under, through, tighten it down, and they're good to go. So when you take your sling, the part of the sling with the tri-glide is actually the rear. So you just slide it in, turn it, get a good click, repeat for the front, slide it in, turn it, get a good click, and you're ready to go. You can adjust the overall length as needed using your tri-glide, and then when you're talking about your tension, to adjust that, all you have to do is pull up, slide forward, or to tighten up, pull up, slide to the rear. Nice and simple. Okay, so now we're going to talk on mounting on a shotgun, and the nice thing about this particular shotgun is it's got this front plate so we can go straight with an HK clip on the front like you would with an AK. So for the rear, we're going to pre-stage, feed it under, through, tighten it down, and your rear is good to go. You're going to take your HK clip to the front, clip it on there, come back to your back, slide it in, get a good clip, and you're ready to run. Okay, and now for mounting on the AK, much like we did with the shotgun in the previous video, we're going to pre-stage, slide it under and through, and this MAC stock is probably a little bit thicker than your standard AK stock, so if it'll work with the MAC, should be good to go in an AK. It's got your rear mounted. Alright, for the front, you use your HK clip, take it to your front. For the rear, come in, clip it in, and you're good to run. Okay, so we talked earlier about how easy it is using the included hardware to go from one long gun to another. So we're going to demo that real quick. We've got our shotgun that we mounted earlier, and we've got our AK, which we also demoed. So to switch, all you need to do, unclip, clip it back, go front, and you're ready to go in a matter of seconds.